Hey there, Chef Jeff here from White Apron Catering in Lake Worth. Today what we're going to do is we're going to do a brunch item for you. Always looking for a nice brunch item that maybe you can even do ahead of time. This is the one. It's an Italian strata, it's a baked egg and bread casserole. This one we're also going to put some andouille sausage and some peppers and onions and of course a little cheese. I got some manchego cheese. Real simple. We're going to start with some eggs. Do about 10 eggs and 3 cups of half and half. So we're going to go ahead and start doing that and get that ready. And then we're going to saute up some the andouille sausage and the peppers and onions and get that all going. The real trick on this is you're going to need to let it sit, which actually works out great because like I said, you can do this ahead. Do it the night before and let it sit and bake it up first thing in the morning. You're good to go. You can also, as long as you let it sit for about 2 hours, give the egg and the milk a chance to set on in there with the bread. So got about 10 eggs and about 3 cups of half and half. And we're just going to blend that up. And of course, you know, I like my little stick blender. So that'll blend everything up real nice. And I'm going to put just a little pinch of some nutmeg in there. I like the nutmeg with the eggs and the cream. All right, and then once that's blended up nice, we're going to take and I'm going to set, I've got about 8 cups of bread crumbs, or bread cubes here. I've just cubed this up. I used some brioche because I had some around. Nice crusty Italian bread works good, or even a little Cuban bread, whatever you got hanging around. But like I said, I've got some brioche crumb cubes here, and we're just going to get that started and set it aside for just a minute. Give it a little stir to get it all going. Like I said, we're just going to set that aside. Then we're going to take our other stuff here. We've got some diced andouille sausage, a little sliced shiitake mushrooms. We've got some mixed peppers, some red, yellow, green peppers, and a little diced red onion. You've seen us do those. Have you seen me do those on the videos before, so I'm not going to do those again. And we've got a little shredded manchego cheese too that we'll do. So let's go ahead and we're going to get started. We're just going to saute this up and be right back. All right, here we are over at the stove. We're going to go ahead and saute up those peppers and onions and sausage. We'll get it started with a little oil in the pan. Make sure our pan's nice and hot. And we'll start the sausage in there. Oh yeah. I'll throw the sausage and the peppers and the onions in there right away. And we'll get those started a little bit. And then once the onions and the peppers start to sweat down just a little bit, we're going to add the mushrooms in. And we're just going to let this all come together real quick. And then we're going to take it back over and set it all in, mix it all in with our bread cubes and the half and half and eggs and get it all set. And see how it's all come together there? That's about where we want it. So we're going to go ahead and stop this and bring it back over. All right, and here we are back with our peppers and onions and sausage and mushrooms. And we've got our bread cubes that are still sitting in there getting all nice and happy. So we're going to mix that all back in. All right, so we'll mix that in. Okay. And then I'm going to throw in a little bit of cheese too. Like I said, I've got a little shredded manchego cheese in there. And we'll mix that. And here we go, a little salt and pepper. And then I've got some herbs. I've got a little Italian parsley, some sage, and some thyme. We're going to throw a little bit of that in there too and mix it all up. Now the key here is what we're going to do is we're going to let this sit. You want to let it sit for at least 2 hours. Let it go for 2 hours. I mean, like I said, you can let it go overnight if you want. So we're going to let that go. Wrap that up and put it in the fridge. And we're going to let that sit for about 2 hours. All right. Now we're going to bring that back out. And I've got a pan here ready to go. Any kind of nice casserole pan that you like is going to work great. Give it a little spray to make it easier to get out. We're going to take this, and you've got it all nice and soaked up. You're just going to scoop it all back in there. And it's going to poof up nice and then kind of shrink back down. So it's going to be right about where you're at with it. Do that and let that set. And then we're going to bake this at a 350-degree oven for about 40 minutes. 40, 45 minutes. You want to let it get all nice and toasty brown, and it'll kind of puff up nice and even. You'll feel it'll be fairly firm. So we're going to go ahead and get that set in the oven and see how it looks. All right, and here we are about 40 minutes later out of the oven. You see how it's all nice and even and it's puffed up and fairly firm. This is delicious. This is great too because you've got the holidays coming up. This is one of those things you can do ahead. You've got family staying with you, people to feed. This is great. Feeds, everybody likes it, and you can put whatever you like in it. So enjoy. Again, this is Jeff from White Apron here in Lake Worth, 561-585-2985 with an Italian strata. Enjoy.